Hello class, this is Mr. Trevino, your instructor for Intro to Database Online. First I want to say thank you for hanging in there, doing a good job. A lot of you are doing very well in this class and I do appreciate it. I know we had some hiccups at the beginning with SimNet, but I think we all got past that, and now we're moving along pretty well. Some things that I really want to address with you. One of the most important things that you have an opportunity to get now is the certification, and that's what I want to talk to you about. I want to talk to you about the certification for Access Database. I will be going over some things today that will help you do well at that certification. So I'm going to cover that with this particular video. This GMetrix account, it is an application that is provided to you for free to be able to practice getting ready for your certification exam. And this is the purpose of this video, is to go over how to set up that account, how to go in and practice, and for you to start using it immediately so that you can do well on your certification exam. Okay, I'm going to have some requirements downstream for you to show that you have an account and you're practicing for the certification exam. Of course, the final doesn't come until the last week. The certification exam will serve as your final exam. So basically what you're going to have is at the end of the semester for let me get myself out of the way here. For week 15 you will have exam 3, which is exam 3 will be over chapters 9 and 10, the normal thing. You'll conduct that in SimNet, okay? And also week 15, which is May 1st to May 7th, your final project will be due. Your certification exam will serve as your 4th exam for this course. Okay. Now, if you'll notice down here, I included the comment that says one exam will be dropped. Well, listen carefully. Listen carefully. You have 4 exams in this semester for this course. In order for me to drop your lowest exam grade, you must take this certification exam. Okay? So I'll repeat that. You will end up with 4 exams throughout the semester. I will drop your lowest grade as long as you take the certification exam. Okay? If you need to discuss that with me, let me know, but otherwise one of your grades will be dropped, and that includes the certification exam. Now if you don't pass the certification, you'll still have your 3 other exams, and hopefully you did well on your 3 exams. But the certification exam is not only your final, but it will also it provides you with a certification that is very, very important to if you're trying to get a temporary job that has, or a permanent job that has knowledge about access. When companies out there see that you are certified in anything, you've passed a certification exam, they actually look at you favorably, and they look at your application favorably, and that could be the one step that can get you in the door for an interview for a potential job. Okay, so enough said about that, other than you will be required to take the certification exam in order for one of the grades to be dropped. The purpose of this video is to show you how to go in and get GMetrix. Okay, so when you come in for the certification exam, I'm going to scroll way down here. In week 12, you're going to see some guidelines for Certiport testing. Okay. You're also going to see, read these certification testing guidelines very carefully. Okay. So basically, your exam, your final exam, is scheduled for Monday the 8th at 11 a.m. The test center here has held a window for us, a 2-hour window for you to come in and take your exam at that time. So as you come in the front door, your name will be logged, and they will take you back one at a time to take this exam. This exam is proctored, and there's a lot of other stuff that you'll see when you get here. So again, your certification exam is set up for Monday the 8th at 11 a.m. If you have to have a different time from this time, from 11 to 1, then you need to contact the ITC center to schedule a different time. Okay, so you'll talk to either Deborah or Maria and let them know what you're trying to do. You're trying to schedule a certification exam for this particular course, and they will try to arrange that for you. Now, the thing is it must be completed by Tuesday at 4 o'clock. Okay, so if you don't come in through this window, you have until Tuesday, 4 o'clock. Now, you can also take this exam prior to the final week. I think Maria said that they could schedule Saturday if you wanted to schedule Saturday, or you can schedule the week before the course is over. Okay, so in week 15, if you want to do that. Also, when you come here, make sure you bring your certification voucher number. I had you enter that voucher number into Canvas at the beginning of the semester. That's that same number. So make sure you bring it. Now, if you washed it or your dog ate it, dog ate your homework. If you washed it or if you don't have that voucher anymore, that was the reason I had you enter it into Canvas, so that if something was to happen, that served as your documentation, as long as you entered it correctly. Okay, so when you show up here, you're going to be required to have that voucher number, a photo ID, okay, and here's some more information about what's going to happen once you get here, but you'll go over that later. What I really want to go over is your GMetrix. GMetrix is a website that allows you to practice for this Certiport exam that you're going to take when you take it here. So GMetrix is actually an application that will help you pre-test and run through your exams, run through your tests, so that you can practice. So the way you get to GMetrix, I'm going to walk through this. You can pause this video as you need to make sure you install this application properly into on the computer that you're working. Okay, so GMetrix.net. Okay, GMetrix.net. Now, I've already signed up. So what you're going to do is you're not going to get a sign up. You're going to sign up as new. So you would click sign up. Boom. And you would be asked to fill this information here. Your country, your zip code, your name, your student ID. I would go ahead and put your student ID from NCTC here. I recommend you do that. You definitely need to have an email and a username. And this is what you need to remember to get in to GMetrix to practice. Then it's going to ask you to write a question and provide an answer in case you lose your password or something like that. This is the question they're going to ask. You know the routine. So anyway, once you sign in to GMetrix, okay, it's gonna allow you to sign in just like I did here. Okay, then you won't get this screen. You'll get a different screen that is going to ask you to download an application. And if I remember correctly, and you will get a GMetrix SMS. If you look down here in the bottom left-hand corner, an MSI file. Go ahead and install that file. Okay. There may be a screen before this particular screen that you're looking at now, and it's asking you to select either a project, testing, or training. Go ahead and select training, and eventually it'll get you to this particular screen for you to download this application. Once you download it and you install it, it is going to create this little icon right here. It's called GMetrix Skills and so on. Okay, so when you get to that point, let me go ahead and close this one. When you get to that point, you'll be able to start practicing for your certification exam. And again, this is a free tool for you to use. It wants you to log in. Once you sign in, you'll get this screen. And this is where you go and you start testing. Okay, if you go to a test and you don't finish it, you can go back and resume that test. Okay, so basically you select that first box. I'm going to maximize this screen so you can see it all. And you do not want to use Access 2016. Again, I'll repeat that. So once I select that, now let me tell you the difference between test mode. Training allows you to take your time, go through the book, check your notes. There are even some help things within the test, the training session. So if you choose training, you will not be timed. That's the difference between training and testing. If you go to testing, keep in mind this is a practice test. You will be timed. You will be timed. Eventually, you want to get to the point that you are timing yourself so that you can get a feel for what it's going to be like when you come to take the test here at the center. Okay? So I'm going to select training, and I'm going to go, and I've got, within training, I've got two options. I've got a project option, and the project is very much like your SimNet projects, where you actually were given instructions and you went and did something in Access and so on. The testing is very similar also, but it's more, your test training is more questions and answers and that sort of thing. So in the training mode, you have 4 things you can try out. In the testing mode, if you remember the test mode, you also have 4 things you can test in. Okay, 2 projects, and 2 tests. I would recommend you use these over and over and over. As you can see, the project only has 8 questions. The testing has 13. Project 2 has 13. Testing 1 has 30, and testing 2 has 30. So again, I would recommend you go and do all of them. But I would start with training so you can get an idea, get a feel for how this application is working. I'm going to go to training. It's actually going to, you can do the instructions or you can just start the test. And the way this will work, I'm going to go ahead and start a test here. It's going to load. And it's going to open up 2 windows. It's going to open up 2 windows. Now sometimes your windows will open up like this, where your instructions are down here and your application, Access application is up here, and it's difficult to read. So what you want to do is go to this little icon down here and unlock the window. Okay, then move your window where you can see both windows at one time. Unless you have 2 screens, then you can use a separate screen. but these are your instructions, and this is your application where you're going to work in. So I would also put these side by side here so that you can now follow instructions. The first thing it is asking me to do is rename this database called to project. Okay, so I would do a file, save as, and then put it in documents. And save as a database, save, and I'm going to put it in documents because that's where it's asking me to put it. In your documents folder, make sure you follow these instructions. Document folders, and I'm going to call it project, if I could spell. Okay, make sure you enable, and then you go to step number 2. And again, this is how your test is going to be like. Okay, I'm not going to go through and finish this, but this will get you to a point that you can start playing with this GMetrix application. Again, to me, this certification is very important. I encourage everyone to pass to get your certification. I think there's a potential of 1,000 points, and you have to score something like a 70 or a 68 or something like that. 700 points, I think. I'll find out for sure. Anyway, that's all I have. I didn't want to make this video any longer than what it has been. So you could watch it, pause it, play it, email me if you have questions, call me if you have questions. All my information is there. I want to help you get through this, okay? I really, really want to help you get through this. So if there's anything I can do, to help out, do not hesitate. Give me a call. All right? We'll talk to you again.